Namaskaram, everybody. Let's begin. Bija Puragadekshukarmukurjapchakrabjapashodphala Prayagrasvapishanratnakalashaif Prodhyatkaram Bhoruvaha Deyo Vallabhaya Sapadmakaraya Ashlishtojjvala Vishwotpatti Vipatti Samsati Karo Vignesha Ishtardha Shrinathadigurutrayam Ganapatim Pitatrayam Bhai Siddhau Kamvatukatrayam Padayu Mandalam वीरान्ध्यष्टचतुष्कषष्टिनवकं वीरावळी पञ्चकम् श्रीमन्मालनि मन्त्रराजसहितं वन्दे गुरोर्मण्डलम् माधर्मे मधुकैटभग्निमहिषः प्राणापहारोऽध्यमे हेला निर्मितधूम्रलोचनवधे हे चण्डमुण्डर्धिनी निःशेषीकृतरक्तबीजदनुजे नित्ये निशुम्भापहे शुम्भध्वंसिनि संहरा सुदुरितं दुर्गे नमस्तेऽम्बिके. So we are on day 3 of our foundation lectures on Srividya, and yesterday I stopped at the place where we were discussing about the descent of creation. So now today what we are going to do is that we are going to understand the descent of creation to the ascent of sadhana. And I've been extensively using the text material written by Dr. Kavita Chennaiyan for this. It's a beautiful textbook that describes about the Srividya traditions and the foundations. And it also gives the ideas about the basic beginner's understanding for Lalita Sahasranama. So at the very highest level of existence from the Shakta philosophy, we did understand the fact that it is all about Parashakti, who's the Adi Shakti, and and it was out of her will that she manifest as what is called as one reality, and that one reality becomes two in a sense, that is Shiva and then Shakti. In other words, the Purusha and the prakriti. And though they are two different aspects, but are one reality only. And we understood the fact that Shiva, in her aspect, is considered to be the pure consciousness, that is Prakasha, the light of awareness itself. And Shakti is Vimarsha, the power of self awareness, movement, and manifestation. And at this concept, that is when they are prakasha and vimarsha, there is no separation between them actually. When they are actually to the levels of what is called as prakasha and vimarsha, there is no subject and object difference. There is no knower versus the known. There is everything is one continuous divine reality. That is the way we understand. And from there, the creation comes into existence, students. What happens? Does creation is a compulsion, Was it a compulsory thing about creation? I answered you all that it was just because of the divine freedom. And that freedom, as I mentioned to you, it is the foundation in Srividya, which is called as the Swatantra. It is the Swatantra Shakti that Ambika wanted to create everything, actually. It's like, for example, if I have to say, you have a television, but, you know, and you decide to switch channels, actually. You understand? You switch on from Star Movies to, Star Sports to HBO to a local news channel, it's how randomly you do it. Is there any reason you do it actually? You were perhaps bored, you wanted to change it actually. So it's as simple as that. This complex creation came into existence because of her pure will actually. It is purely her freedom and her choice. That's the most simplest yet the complex ideas of creation that can exist. And it is out of her own bliss, the one chooses to express itself, that is Shakti Tattva. And this expression happens through three primary powers, which you all know it, which you are all perhaps aware of these terminologies. The Icha Shakti, the power of will, the Jnana Shakti, the power of knowing, and Kriya Shakti, the power of action. Icha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, Jnana Shakti. Icha comes the first, Jnana comes the second, and then Kriya comes the third, actually, because you desire and you have the knowledge, and then you manifest it. And at the highest level, these three powers are infinite and they are perfect. They are infinite and they are perfect. You have to make a note of this because they are very complex theories, and I'm trying to put it in a very, very simple sense. The appearance of Maya, then something happens at this stage. With the appearance of Maya, there's something happens at this stage. That is, the divine introduces what is called as a veil, actually, a veil or a curtain, actually. And this veil is called as the Maya Tattva. This wheel is called as the Maya Tattva. That is, Maya does not mean illusion in the sense of non-existence. This is something which you all should understand. It means that which separates the appearance of separation. It means that which creates the appearance of separation. For example, if I have to ask you who you are, what will you answer? The- Who you are. Please answer the chat box. Who you are. If somebody is going to ask you, I don't know who you are. What is that you're going to answer to me? Any answers? Nobody wants to answer. Why? Don't tell me aham brahmasmi and all. For God's sake, I know that you are all intelligent. Simply answer who you are. Somebody is going to ask you. Like I don't know you, right? So we tell name. Good Chaitanya. Arpita Sindhu. Very nice. I am Rupashri. Correct. I need this kind of answers. I don't want these intelligent people giving me intelligent answers. I am Kalyani. Okay. I am Saurav. So if I have to further ask you, Saurav, can you tell me a little more on yourself? What will you say? All those who are saying a little bit on you, what you will say? अंजना माँ, ये ज्ञान मुझे नहीं चाहिए. बस मुझे सीधा जवाब चाहिए. I am a trainer. Our profession is our education. I am a human being. Oh my God. I am a PhD scholar. Where are you from? Profession and parents. Correct. Perfect. I'm a mother. I'm a housewife. I'm a primary teacher. I'm a homemaker. If somebody wants to ask the next level about you, I'm from Chandigarh. I am from Hyderabad. I'm a mom of two kids. I am from Mauritius. I am from Pune. I am a student. I am a data analyst from Chennai. Good. Correct. 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 Perfect. But I'm the Bhakta clan originally from Mancheshwara. Okay. My goodness. Okay. Some complex answers are coming. So all those people who are making things very complex. So the answer is what the complexity you are telling. Actually. The answer is that somebody will ask you, who are your parents? You'll land up telling your parents' name. Correct? You'll tell they are my parents. And this is the place I belong to. I come from this place. This is my identity. This is my name, and so on, so forth. But the answer is very simple in the sense my parents are Parvati and Parameshwara, and I belong to Jayalokam. Correct or not? You tell me. Yes or no? Jagatav Pitaro Vande Parvati Parameshwara. That is what the Shastra is saying. But do we really realize that? If tomorrow you're going to say that my parents are Parvati and Parameshwara, people, you yourself will not wanted to say this because you are very shy to say it. Otherwise there is a kind of an embarrassment to even say that. Yes or no? But is the truth or not? Not just for you, for everybody, you know, including for your own parents, including their parents. Yes or no? So this is called technically the Maya. You understand? This is a classic example to understand Maya. It means what? Maya means what? That which creates the appearance of separation. Creating an appearance of separation. So therefore, what is happening? We are all the children of Parvati and Parameshwara. Yes or no? But now what we understand, we don't understand that. We don't accept that. Therefore, what has happened actually, the one, we are all the one, it seems that it has become many. It has become many. The infinite seems to be finite. The infinite seems to be finite. Now you understand the descent of creation, how the creation is descending down. You are able to follow what I'm trying to say? So, from this Maya, I'm going further into the theory. Slowly, I'm injecting the theory in you actually. From Maya, you know, Maya introduces 5 clocks of limitations. Maya introduces 5 clocks of separations. These clocks of separations in Srividya is called as Kanchukas. It is called as Kanchukas. Kanchukas in English, if I have to say. Kanchukas. Okay. What are they? The first one is Raga, that is limited desire, wanting this, but not that, a kind of difference. The difference between the foundational differences which economics teaches us, the need versus the want. What is my need and what is my want? There is always a debate there, actually. Yes or no? That's the way the entire economics is functioning, you know, the need versus the want. This is raga. The second one is Vidya. Vidya. You remember yesterday's notes? We spoke on all these ideas. Vidya. What is Vidya? Limited knowledge, knowing things partially. Is there anybody who can say that they know anything to the fullest extent? Is that possible? Nobody. Is there any field which people can claim that? We can claim ourselves to be subject experts or field experts, but even those subjects and fields are also limited. That's the reason they are growing to become different. There are research and innovations are going on coming. Yes or no? So nobody can claim that they know completely anything. So therefore, it is limited. The knowledge is limited. Number two. Number three, Kala. 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 Limited power of action. Limited power of action. Because knowledge is limited, of course, power is also limited. Power is also limited. That is power of action. Very specifically, power of action is also limited. The next one is Kala. The next one is Kala. Kaala. That is limited by time. Limited by time. Limited by time. And the next one is Niyati. And the next one is Niyati. Limitation by space and order. Limitation by space and order. So what are the 5 concepts of Maya, students? Let us revise. Raga, Vidya, Kala, 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 Niyati. So all are they are the 5 limitations which are introduced by Maya. The first one is limited desire, limited knowledge, limited power of action, limited by time, and limitation by space and order. Because of these 5, the limitless becomes the limited individual. We are becoming the limited individual. We are becoming the limited individual. And this is the foundational trouble that we have. Because as a soul, we are completely unlimited. Okay. And because of this wheel of Maya, which is there, which is limited, that's a reason we feel that sense of, that sense of desperation, that sense of limitlessness, that sense of the thirst of searching for things, actually. Things, people, knowledge, situation, and surroundings, actually. Are able to follow what I'm trying to say? We are basically unlimited, but things around us are very, very limited. That's the reason, even that love, we need that abundance of love, and it is not possible for any fellow being to give for us. You understand what I'm trying to say? Even we cannot give it to other fellow beings, actually. That unlimited love, we can get it only from Parvati and Parameshwara, our Amma, in other words. And you can show that unlimited love only to her because she can only take that unlimited love. Are able to follow what I'm trying to say? Humans are not capable of taking unlimited love. That's a very harsh reality. Yes or no? Everything is limited right here. The theory itself like that. So because of these five elements, the theory, the Srividya theory very clearly says that we feel very limited and we feel suffocated, actually. And because of this suffocation, unfortunately, a lot of troubles comes into our lives. We'll land up doing things knowingly and unknowingly. Humans at large, the desperation makes us to do what is called as errors and mistakes. Got it, all of you? Now let's keep it a little aside and let's go further into the theory. Now let us understand Purusha and Prakriti a little more deeper. Now the divine appears as two principles. I told as Prakasha and Vimarsha, they are together. That's one concept. But now they are separate concepts, Purusha and Prakriti. Very specific ways of dealing with this material world. Purusha is pure awareness, and Prakriti is the nature or the manifest energy From Prakriti arises three important principles, students. Please make a note of this. What are the three principles? Because Purusha is pure awareness, there is nothing coming out of that, actually. The theory is saying that from Prakriti, that is nature, three important principles are coming out, or they are called as the three gunas. They are called as the three gunas. What are the three gunas? The sattva, rajas, and tamas. What is sattva? In simple sense, clarity, intelligence, harmony. Clarity, intelligence, and harmony. And rajas, movement, passion, and activity. Movement, passion, and activity. And tamas is inertia. Tamas is inertia, solidity, and heaviness. Tamas is inertia, solidity, and heaviness. In other words, sattva is mode of goodness, rajas is mode of passion, and tamas is mode of ignorance. Is mode of ignorance. Together, these three concepts come into one singular idea, which is called as chitta. Chitta or chittam, which means the inner field of experience. The inner field of experience. And this from this chitta, students, four things arises. Four things arises, or four components are there in this chitta, if I have to put it in that sense. What are they? Number one, memories. Number one, memories. Memories arises from chitta. Number two, samskaras get stored in that chitta. Samskaras get stored in that chitta. And because of these two things, students, that we carry, you know, that is the memories that arises and the samskaras that have been stored, two things are the outcome actually. Out of the four, the two are the outcome. What are they? Habits are formed, habits are formed, and reactions happen. Habits are formed and reactions happen. So now you understand, no matter they might be our own children, they might be our own brothers, sisters, whatever relationships, blood relationships specifically we might have with them, they have different personalities, they have different traits, they have different characteristic features, they have different ways of dealing with things. You understand what I'm trying to say? You know, I've heard parents saying this being a teacher, I don't know where my child is like learning all these habits and behaviors. I feel like teaching them Srividya at that moment in the school, but but I like simply smile at them because they think that, they are born to me, they are supposed to be like me, but that is not the case. Everybody is an individual at the end of the day, actually, and they have their own memories, samskaras, habits, and reactions, therefore. And with this, each individual form something called as their own world of existence, the outer world. And this outer world has four important components, students. The outer world unfolds four important components for each one of us. The five senses of perception, the five senses of perception, the five organs of actions, karmendriyas and jnanendriyas, in other words, what we call karmendriyas and jnanendriyas, the subtle elements in Shri Vidya, we call them the tanmatras. Tanmatra sayakayai namo namaha. Tanmatras. Tanmatras. And the fourth and the final one is the five gross elements. That is earth, water, fire, air, and ether. Earth, water, fire, air, and ether. So these are the things that unfold actually. Thus, the entire cosmos manifest from the highest Shiva and Shakti all the way down to the physical matter. All the way down to the physical matter. So what we have understood yesterday is very important. What it is, everything is divine in manifestation. Nothing is separate. But because of Maya and the Kanchukas, we experience limitations. So therefore, what happens is, why do we suffer? This is a very important question, students. We all have it with us, Why me? Why do I suffer? The problem is not the world. The problem is absolutely not the world. The problem is that we have forgotten our true nature. And because of the limitations, we identify ourselves with this body, we identify ourselves with the mind, we identify with the roles that we play, and we identify with the emotions, which is across us. And this creates, these identities creates what is called as bondages. And Sri Vidya is actually a way that beyond these bondages, how to remember who we truly are. Who we are, who we truly are. And from there, since the creation has completely descended to this level of the physical world, from there, we arise to what is called, we arise above with what is called as the ascent through the sadhana. Ascent through the sadhana. We move through the same tattvas, but in a reverse direction. We revert in a reverse direction. And in this, the Srividya classifies that there are two important paths that are there. One is the Shuddha and the Ashuddha, the pure path and the impure path. Again, remember, this is not about morality. It is about the perception. It is just the perception. Ashuddha Tattvan, the impure path. Shuddha Tattvan, the pure path. And from these two concepts, that is Ashuddha Tattvan and Shuddha Tattvam, the pure and the impure paths, I'll continue tomorrow to teach you all. Thank you so much. Let's finish the class with Mangalam. सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरि नारायणि नमोऽस्तु ते जयन्ती मङ्गला काली भद्रकाली कपालिनी दुर्गा क्षमा शिवा धात्री स्वाहा स्वदा नमोऽस्तु ते दुर्गे स्मृता हरसि भीतिमशेषजन्तोः स्वस्यै स्मृता मतिमतीव शुभान् ददासि दारिद्र्य दुःख भय हारिणि कात्वदन्या सर्वोपकारकरणाय सदात्रचित्त ॐ श्री दुर्गायै नमः सर्वं श्री चण्डी महालक्ष्मी अर्पणमस्तु तथास्तु. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow in continuation of the Srividya Foundation lectures. Thank you so much. Namaskaram.
Thank you, Guru.